Hey guys, it's the end of the week and I decided to do this short video just to quickly draw your attention to yet another indicator that is showing to a possible trend reversal. A couple of videos ago in my previous episode, I showed you this chart here, which is pointing towards a possible trend reversal. This was here the accumulation versus the selling of long-term holders versus short-term holders. And I explained that in the previous episode, so I'm not going to repeat it here. But today I will be focusing on yet another indicator that is pointing towards a possible trend reversal. Before that, we're going to do a very quick market roundup. This is what's happening in this episode. Let's get started. Stay tuned. Okay, well, so what we can see today is that we are dropping yet again. Again, we found a rejection in Bitcoin, and with Bitcoin dropping, the whole market is following as well. This is why we are seeing in the 24-hour everything being in the red. In green, we only have Monero with 1%, and this is in fiat value, and Matic was pretty much at the same value as yesterday, so it was green, but it's now dropping a little bit. In Bitcoin value, actually, a lot of these tokens are experiencing some positive movements because Bitcoin is dropping more than what they are doing right now. But basically, I want to talk about the longer term here, and I'm going in the weekly chart. So on the weekly, what we are seeing is a failure to actually go above this resistance zone, and in fact, what is worse, a failure to go above the 21 moving average. This is the weekly moving average. Now, this is a very important indicator here, this weekly moving average, because typically what's happening in a bull market is we actually go and we touch this, we kiss it, and then we go above it again, and as we pull back, we usually get stopped by this moving average. Again, we say that we kiss it and we move back up again. But the problem is right now, the fact that I'm not really seeing a lot of strength in the buyers. This is what worries me. It looks like we are going to form what is known a kiss of death, which is when we actually go below this moving average, we come back to kind of retest and possibly hoping to get above it, but we only touch it, we only kiss it, and then we fall back below it. This would be a strong indicator of a trend reversal, and this is why I wanted to do this quick video today to draw your attention to yet another indicator now showing us possible trend reversal in the long term, and this is what we really care about. The short term doesn't matter, it's the long term that we care about. Of course, in the very long term, Bitcoin remains bullish, but very long term is years ahead. In the long term, not very long, but in the next few months to a year, this is the long term. This is what we care about. Now, we still have not actually experienced exactly this pattern. We have not formed it. What we are doing right now, as you can see, is we are trying with small steps. We are coming closer to this 21 moving average. What we need to do right now, we have to go and challenge this. We have to test it, and hopefully we will manage to go above it and stay above it. Even if we are staying close to it, it's not a big deal, but it is not good that we are staying below it for so long right now. I'm gonna show you. Here is Bitcoin at the beginning of last year, beginning of January 2020. This is when we actually just came out of it, and this was just for a few weeks. We fell below it, as you can see here. First, we fell below this 21 moving average. We stayed there for 3 weeks, and then we managed to come above. We were weak though, so we fell again below it. And this time we stayed in there for 4 weeks, and on the 5th one we managed to go up. Then we came back to retest it, and this is actually when we did the huge drop. This is when we fell quite significantly below it. This is in March, and week after week we started climbing back above it. As we came to retest it, we managed to jump above it, and we stayed above it ever since. And this is why it's very important that we actually, in this recovery that we are doing right now, it's important that we actually manage to go quickly above this moving average. First, of course, to retest it, but then move above it quickly and stay above it. This is going to confirm that we are still in the bull run and that nothing has changed, that we just experienced a correction. But if we only come and touch it and get rejected and fall below it again, this is going to be dangerous. So we still have at least a week ahead of us, until we establish whether we are going to be likely retesting this or not. So this week that is coming right now, the next 7 to 10 days, is what's going to determine whether we are going to find enough buyers optimism and support in order to go up and retest. Right now this moving average is sitting at 42,000. I've been talking about retesting the 42,000 resistance level for quite some time. We are still unable to do that. So the longer we stay below this moving average, the worse it is for us. It means that we don't have enough buyer strength. This means that the falling down lower is the most likely scenario. So right now, we're still in kind of undecided waters. We still have to test what is going to happen over the next week. We have a week to actually for Bitcoin to make up its mind. Is it going to go up or is it going to continue going down? This episode of Crypto Corner is sponsored by BitYard, which is an exchange that operates in 150 countries and offers spot and leveraged trading on numerous assets, not only on cryptocurrencies, but also derivatives such as crude oil, precious metals, gold, silver, and more, stocks such as Nasdaq, mini Dow, and more, and they offer up to 100x leverage on many of these investment instruments. They're also one of the few leveraged cryptocurrency exchanges that have regulatory licenses. These include licenses in the USA, Australia, Estonia, and Singapore. BitYard offers extra security to its users by keeping the majority of its funds in cold storage, with only a smaller portion in hot wallets that are used to pay withdrawals. When it comes to the instruments traded on BitYard, these are not futures. They're leveraged contracts that work very much like a contract for difference, CFD. As such, there are no order books at BitYard. When you trade, you are placing a trade that is matched by the exchange themselves. The benefit of this is that you don't get any order slippage on your trades. Last year, they added a very popular feature, copytrading, which allows users that aren't very experienced to take advantage of those who are more skilled and make profits by copying their trades in an automated and uncomplicated way. They also offer up to $258 in bonuses to new users, so use the link in the description below to register and find out more. Alright, well, this wraps up today's episode, guys. It was a very short one. Hopefully this is helping you. You have to be prepared if Bitcoin goes either way. You need to decide whether you want to maybe hold some stable coins in the case that Bitcoin starts falling down further. Maybe you've already sold. If you have already sold at higher prices, which we did have, a very good prices a few days ago, if you manage to sell some and free some money, lock in some profits perhaps from coins that you purchased earlier, this is all very good. My point is you should be prepared for something like that happen if Bitcoin goes lower at challenging the 30,000 support or the below 30,000 support levels. Definitely the rest of the market will be down there as well, meaning that doesn't matter which coin you're holding, you will be seeing loss in value. This is why I've already freed some capital in stable coins, and I'm still waiting with that capital. I haven't made any buys in the last week because I'm still willing to see how far low Bitcoin can go before I decide whether to jump in, whether it will be Bitcoin or some of the other coins that I'm already holding. And I have my long-term holdings that are also just sitting and waiting. They're not being touched. But the money that I'm trading with, the money that I'm kind of doing more short to medium term, this is right now in stable coins. I want to see what is going to happen with Bitcoin over the next week, and then I'm going to decide. Well, this wraps up today's episode. Thanks for staying until the end. If you liked it, show your support by leaving a like and maybe a dislike, and leave a comment below as well. And make sure that you're subscribed and hit the notification bell. People who are commenting on my videos are going to qualify for my summer giveaway. This is going to be announced in August, and Ledger NanoS is one of the top prizes. So make sure that you leave as many comments as you can from now all the way until August. This is everything. I'm signing off, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode.